All right, we are live. I believe we're live right now. And I didn't want to do this, but Julie Roy's just put down a new drop on this Daystar situation. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of apologies that need to go around to everybody that jumped on poor Susie, called her names, called her Jezebel, called her all this stuff, even called her liar. But one thing Susie's not is a liar. And Marcus Rogers, I'm calling you out first. If you got any guts and any spirituality inside your body, you would do one of your lives right now. Go on and apologize to everything you said while you were too busy kissing Joni's butt. But right now, we're going to hear this thing and see it live and see exactly what went down. This is some serious stuff. It ain't right what happened. It ain't right what happened. That is horrible stuff, people. It's horrible stuff that happened to this poor girl. And it has to be addressed and it has to be dealt with. And that's the bottom line. It has to be dealt with. Let's watch.
For the past year, there have been two competing narratives of an incident that occurred at a Daystar TV executive retreat at Miramar Beach, Florida in 2021. The incident involved the 5-year-old daughter of Jonathan and Susie Lamb, sometimes referred to as Baby Lamb, and the girl's uncle, Josh Brown. And the incident is so explosive that it's not just divided the Lamb family, but the hundreds of thousands of people following the story of Baby Lamb's alleged abuse. Now, I'm going to describe the two narratives of what happened in just a moment, but first, I want to let you know that for the first time since the incident occurred, we have learned that there was another witness to what happened. That witness is Sylvia Torres Gonzalez, a cleaning lady for the Lamb family who was at that 2021 beach retreat. And in her interview with police, you're about to see, Gonzalez offers the first ever report of what happened from someone who's not a Lamb family member. And she apparently has nothing to gain from reporting what she saw, but everything to lose.
Yeah.
In fact, she repeatedly states that she's afraid she'll lose her job simply for telling the truth. So here are the two narratives of what happened between Josh and Baby Lamb on that day. According to Susie Lamb, she and her daughter were on the main floor of the beach house one morning, and Josh was in the kitchen. Susie's daughter asked her mom if she could go swimming, and Susie said yes and told her daughter to go upstairs and get changed. Josh, who was holding his 1-year-old son, immediately followed Baby Lamb upstairs to her bedroom.
Just like Susie
Frightened
said.
for her daughter's safety, Susie ran to get Jonathan, who dashed upstairs and found his naked daughter and Josh in the girl's bedroom.
Damn, Josh.
Jonathan then confronted Josh, who repeatedly replied, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," up to 50 times.
Damn,
Jonathan
Josh.
said.
You got a
But
problem,
according to
man.
Jonathan's mother,
You can look at
Daystar
Josh and
TV
tell he got a
president
problem.
JONI Lamb, Josh entered the bedroom innocently at his nephew's request.
Lies.
Then Josh became a victim of circumstances when, unbeknownst to him,
Why
his
would
niece
JONI
entered the room
Damn,
and began
JONI?
changing. Here's how JONI described the incident last December to podcaster Marcus Rogers, and then how Jonathan and Susie responded to her narrative in a podcast we recorded. One thing I should note, at the time, the Roy's report had not yet revealed Josh's name, but instead had referred to him as Pete in our articles. So that's why JONI refers to him as Pete in this interview.
We're at the beach, and on this particular day, my grandson was talking about his city view because they're the two older grandchildren.
She's just a damn liar,
they
guys.
were up in a room. It was a long bunk room, and there was a bunk bed.
Now, you know how
on
you
one
can tell
side,
she lying? She keeps
and then
clearing
there
her
was another
throat.
bunk bed on the other side. And so my grandson was talking about his sister had the beach view, and he had the city view. And so who they're calling Pete heard my grandson talking and said, "Oh, I like the city view." And because everybody else was saying they like the beach view. Personally, I like the beach view. And so he said Pete was holding his 1-year-old child. And he said to my grandson, "Well, show me your city view." So they went up the steps.
There she go again, clearing her throat because she's a liar.
And proceeded to look out the window to see the beach view and then to see the city view. And at some point, my granddaughter was up there on her side of the room and put her bathing suit on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, downstairs, Susie said to my son, go check on. I remember thinking that's kind of weird, like, and the way she said it. And so my son went running up the stairs, and when he did, he saw that his daughter was putting on the bathing suit, and Pete was standing there holding a 1-year-old baby, and my 8-year-old grandson was there, and they were looking out the window at the city view. Well, Jonathan says, what are you doing up here? You know, she's putting her bathing suit on. Well, Pete turns around and said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, and comes downstairs.
She's
And
such a liar.
It was just weird the way the whole thing
She's
went down.
just a liar.
I have no words. I have no words. Where do you begin? Everything is a lie. Everything is a lie. How would I just know? If he was on the 3rd floor, how would I just know to tell Jonathan to go up?
You see, Joni?
She was not anywhere.
So as you can see, there are two very different descriptions of what happened. And according to Susie, Joni wasn't even on the main floor or the 2nd floor to witness any of it. She was in the basement. So which is the truth, Joni's version of events or Jonathan and Susie's? Again, what you're about to hear is the testimony of Joni Lamb's cleaning lady, Sylvia Gonzalez. And not only does she shed light on what happened at the 2021 beach retreat, she also tells about another incident between Josh and baby Lamb that you're going to want to listen to. This interview took place on February
I gotta tell
4th,
you,
2025.
I don't even know why the
as part
police
of the
closed this.
investigation by police in Colleyville, Texas, into baby Lamb's alleged
Joni bought
abuse.
people off.
That
Joni must have.
investigation was closed in March
The
without
power
police filing
of
any
$1 billion
charges.
business.
To
That's
date,
what did
other
it.
than telling her mother about her alleged abuse, baby Lamb has not told anyone else.
'Cause
Police
Joni
say
scared
if
the-
at some point
Joni
baby Lamb
scared
has
that
what's
girl.
called an outcry and talks about the abuse, they will reopen the case. So here's the interview between Sylvia Gonzalez and Colleyville detective Nick Garcia. Also in the room is an interpreter. According to police notes obtained by the Roy's report, Gonzalez can converse in English, but said she'd be more comfortable with a Spanish-speaking officer.
You see how rich people are? Daystar pay. Wait, I gotta say this. I gotta say this. This is how rich people do you. This is how rich people do you. All right? When JW came in there with his woman, they had a Daystar attorney show up. Right here, that poor old cleaning lady coming in there by herself. Because Joni don't care about people. Joni only cares about Joni. And that's a fact. She probably don't even pay this woman a lot. She probably don't even pay this woman a lot. Entitled. Joni Lamb's been exposed. Joni Lamb has been exposed. Joni Lamb has been exposed. Look at this woman. She got nothing to lose here. She got everything to lose, Joni. I hope Joni didn't fire this woman, because if she did, she got a good lawsuit. Now, Joni's too smart to fire you, lady. Don't worry about that.
Yo entiendo inglés, pero no lo puedo pronunciar bien.
So I'm able to understand, but I'm not able to pronounce English.
Joni's too smart to fire that lady.
It's bad.
Tengo una pregunta primero.
I do have a question first.
Todo lo que yo voy a decir, mi patrona lo va a saber.
Everything that I'm going to go ahead and say is my boss going to know about it.
She's scared.
Who's your employer?
She's scared.
Yo trabajo en su casa de ella.
¿De quién, perdón?
Johnny Lamb,
Junior Lamb?
She's scared.
Johnny Lamb.
la suegra de Jonathan. La mamá de Becca.
Jonathan's mother-in-law, Becca's mom.
Eventually, she can. Eventually.
Eventualmente,
But If it's everything.
The lawyer already went back and told JONI what happened with JW. I bet you JW's ass in trouble too.
Dice que si es algo que Jonathan ya le había comentado. que no podía hacer
trabajo y si lo pierdo, pues,
Look at her. She's scared to death.
It's my only job, and if I lose that,
Oh, yeah. She's not gonna fire you, lady. She's too smart. She know there'd be a public outcry if she fired you.
What I know is what Joni knows.
okay.
Thank you. So, Jonathan Wise told me that you had seen Joshua kissing on the girl.
What?
But that's a long time ago. And before of this, a long time ago. Pues yo estaba. Ay, Dios mío. Ojalá no- es que yo las quiero.
Joshua Brown got some serious problems, people.
I was there, but I love both of the girls, and I hopefully will not get.
Well, Rachel, if I was you, I'd keep an eye on my kids. I told you that before. If I was you, Rachel, I'd keep an eye on my own kids. Because this guy is messed up, Rachel. You better watch your kids, Rachel. You better watch your own kids. You can't deny that your husband got problems, Rachel. Joni, you should be ashamed of yourself.
So, como que cuando uno pasa ya por cosas, es como que lo huele.
So when something like that goes around, I can even smell it now.
So, yo no puedo decir si él era su forma de hacer así con la niña, pero hubo una vez que yo estaba lavando trastes
I don't know if that was the way of him behaving with the girls, but one day I was washing dishes
en la casa de mi patrona.
at my employer's house.
Y después ellos llegaron con la niña porque tenían a la niña por alguna razón. La niña estaba chiquita, esto es mucho tiempo atrás.
And they got there with the little girl. This was when she was a little girl. This was a long time.
Mucho tiempo atrás. Y estaban en la alberca
They were in the swimming pool.
y sí, él la estaba besando como muchos besos así como muy.
And yes, he was kissing her, like a lot of kisses, like everywhere.
Ajá, so-
The face.
Oh, sí, aquí.
Pete, you're sick. I'm sorry. They're all calling you by your name now. Joshua, you got problems. You need counseling. You need to confess and turn yourself in. You had no business in the swimming pool slobbering over that girl. That is disgusting, Joshua. Joshua Brown got problems, people. And you know he got problems. Joni knows it. Everybody in the family knows it. And they still let him on TV. And they still act like he's innocent.
Mouth.
Right here. The
No,
neck
la boca no, pero aquí.
What the-
y a mí eso, pues, yo-
What were you trying to
yo
do?
en España no estamos acostumbrados así.
What were you trying to
We're
do?
not really.
No sé cuál es la cultura de ellos.
I'm not sure what the culture is.
The culture is he's a pervert. That's the culture. He's a pervert. That's the culture.
Ese día no. ¿Quieres que te diga?
That's not a cultural thing, lady.
From
That's
that
a
day,
sick
If
thing.
you want me, I can tell you from the day that we went on vacation.
Yo estaba ahí cuando pasó todo.
I was there when everything happened.
Voy a cerrar mis ojos para decirte todo, ¿ok?
I'm gonna go
You
ahead
better
and
get
say
scared now, Joni.
Para recordarme lo más que
remember
pueda, porque
all
yo.
the details that I can.
Ok, ese día yo recuerdo que
That day I remember
estaba aquí en la cocina,
the kitchen was right here,
la mesa grande acá,
the dining table
las
on
escaleras
that
para
side,
allá.
and the stairwell that side.
Yo quería que ya acabaran de desayunar porque después de desayunar yo tenía que empezar a limpiar.
I wanted them to finish with breakfast because I wanted to start cleaning.
Nada más una persona todavía no estaba desayunando.
But there was only one person that was not having breakfast yet,
Era Josh Brown.
and it was Josh Brown.
Yeah.
So después bajó.
So he came downstairs.
No recuerdo bien tiempos, pero recuerdo que sí estuvieron hablando de la City View.
I don't remember the timelines, but I do remember that they started talking about the city view.
Sí estaban todos ahí hablando y todo eso.
They were all there together talking.
Yo estaba un poco molesta porque ella quería que comiera para yo terminar. Por eso me acuerdo.
I was a little bit upset because I wanted them to get done and finish so I could start cleaning. That's why I remember well.
Lo que no puedo asegurar si mi patrona estaba ahí o ya se ha ido para abajo. No recuerdo esa parte.
The part that I do not remember quite 100% is that my employer was still there or she had already gotten down
Mi Johnny
stairs.
y su esposo.
Like Susie said, Joni was in the basement.
Que Marcos.
Marcus.
Marcus.
Marcos todavía estaba vivo.
Joni should be ashamed of herself. What kind of
Acá
woman?
de este lado estaba la sala.
What
y
kind of
estaba
woman
la
would do this,
niñera,
man?
Mi amiga con el otro niño, con el hijo de Beca.
At that side, there was the living room where the nanny was with the kids and Rebecca's son.
Yo recuerdo que sí, la niña que se subió primero a Israel arriba
Israel went upstairs first.
y luego recuerdo que la niña quería ir a nadar y su mamá, yo me acuerdo que su mamá estaba sentada ahí, por eso casi podría decir que no estaba ahí mi jefa, pero no me acuerdo sinceramente.
And I remember that the little girl wanted to go swimming, but that's why I cannot really tell you if my employer was there or not, to be honest.
So, ya,
Joni was
yo recuerdo que
downstairs.
Su mamá le dijo, está bien, vete y cámbiate para que te vayas a la alberca.
So I remember that the child's mom told her, okay, go get changed to go swimming.
Y sí recuerdo que el hombre fue para arriba también.
And I do remember that
Y yo
the
dije,
man
ay,
followed her.
otra vez, y yo ya quería que comiera.
And because I remember me saying, oh, I want him to finish, and he already left again.
Pero traía él el niño en los brazos.
But he had the baby.
He ran upstairs to see that girl get naked.
En ese punto nosotros
He ran upstairs to see that girl get her clothes off. That's what he did.
The nanny
'Cause he's a
was
pervert.
what was going on.
Porque al poco rato
He ran up those stairs to watch that girl undress.
Jonathan.
I heard a screaming from Susie saying, Jonathan.
Su cuarto de Susie estaba cerca de la cocina.
Susie's room was close to the kitchen.
Y yo dije, ay, ¿por qué le grita tan feo a su esposo?
And
Wow.
I was asking myself, why is she screaming like that at him?
Pero después ella corrió y se fue al cuarto.
But she started running and then went into the room.
Y luego él salió corriendo, Jonathan.
And then
arriba.
Jonathan started running upstairs.
Y cuando subió los escalones, los subió muy rápido.
And when he went upstairs, he
Yo
did
estaba
it
toda
super
en la cocina.
fast. I was still in the kitchen.
No sabía yo qué pasaba.
I didn't know what was going on.
A lo mejor pensé que iba a agarrar algo, ¿no?
I thought maybe he was grabbing something.
Después él bajó.
Later he came down.
Y sí, Josh bajó diciendo, I'm sorry.
And Josh came down to saying, I'm sorry.
No sé qué pasó.
Not sure what
He
happened.
got caught.
So,
He got caught.
mirábamos que tenían meetings,
We heard a lot of meeting talk,
pero no sabíamos qué estaba pasando.
but we were not sure what was going on.
Lo único que me dijo mi amiga es que Beca le dijo que
Man,
no
this is
quería que
crazy.
dejara a los niños solos para nada y que se durmiera con ellos esa noche.
The only thing that the nanny was told by Becca is not to leave the kids at all by themselves, and that she wanted her to sleep with them during the night.
Después, me parece que fue, como te dije, los tiempos no me acuerdo, pero hubo una mañana
I don't remember the timelines or the times, but there was a morning
que me encargaron a los niños, nunca me los dejaban, no sé por qué ese día me los dejaron, y los niños estaban en la alberca.
they told me to take care of the kids. That was not normal. I never took care of the kids. That
Mi
was
amiga
unusual.
estaba sentada
They were all
conmigo,
swimming. The nanny
los
was
niños,
there,
y ellos se fueron a la playa a caminar.
and they went out to the beach to walk.
Y de repente Israel saltó
And all
del
of a
agua
sudden,
y
Israel
dijo,
jumped
y
from the
dijo,
water.
¿qué cree que pasó?
What? You're not gonna believe what happened.
Encontraron a Josh y encuerados allá.
They found them naked upstairs.
La niña Josh.
No, they found Josh
Entonces, me quedé,
naked
"What?"
upstairs. And my reaction was, what?
Traté de no hablar mucho sobre eso y yo le dije al niño, a lo mejor se estaban cambiando.
I tried switching the
So,
subject,
el
not
niño ya
talk
no
about
dijo
it
nada,
a lot.
pero
I
yo creo
just
que
told
él
the
sabe
kid
más lo que está pasando porque él estaba allá arriba.
that probably they were just changing to come to the pool, but he probably knows a little bit more what happened that day
Ya, porque él estaba allá arriba.
because he was upstairs with them.
So, es todo lo que recuerdo de ahí, de ese día
What I remember from that day
y las vacaciones.
and the vacations.
That's crazy.
Ajá, en Florida.
He said Israel.
Israel.
Okay.
Israel tiene que, yo pienso que, esa es mi opinión,
This is my opinion.
Yo pienso que él necesita que ir a consejería, a lo mejor él sabe más de lo que pasó allá arriba que todo el mundo, porque él estaba allá arriba.
I believe he is the one who knows more
Y siempre Dios me
than
ha
everybody
puesto,
because he was the one upstairs.
siempre me ha puesto su nombre en eso que pasó, y yo le dije a mi amiga, tenemos que decir lo que
Man, this guy Pete's a...
porque
I'm sorry to keep calling you Pete. You don't deserve to be called Pete. Your name doesn't deserve to be hidden anymore. Joshua Brown. Joshua Brown. Joshua Brown.
ojalá que no pierda mi trabajo.
Hopefully I will not lose my job.
If you lose your job, you got a good lawsuit, lady, but she's not going to fire you.
Worko para las 3.
I bet you're still working there right now. She's not going to fire you.
I work for the 3 of them, but I spend more time with Miss Johnny.
So, ojo que no tenga que buscar otro trabajo porque pues ya tengo muchos años ahí.
I hope I don't have to find another job.
You're not going to have to find another job. She's not going to fire you. She's too smart.
¿Piensa usted que se enojaría?
She's too smart.
Um,
Joni's too shrewd.
Yo he mirado todo lo que está pasando.
Joshua Brown's a pervert, people. That's the bottom line. Hey, Rachel, if I was you, anytime that man left your presence, you better go find your own kids. You better go find your own kids, Rachel, because a guy that'll do something like this to anybody's kids will do it to his own kids.
Raquel.
¿Qué día fue? El día que fui a su casa a limpiar.
What day was it? The day that I went over to clean?
No estoy segura si era jueves o viernes, porque voy 2 días a su casa.
I don't remember if it was Thursday or Friday because I go 2 days over.
Yo le dije a ella, porque me dijo, ¿sabías que a lo mejor te va a mandar a hablar el detective? Yo ya sabía. Porque
That's crazy,
Jonathan me
man.
había dicho.
That's a shame.
Because she told me that it was a possibility that you were going to go ahead and call me. I already knew because Jonathan had mentioned it to me.
Pero yo nunca le dije a ella que
That's a
iba a
shame,
pasar.
man.
But I did not mention that to her, that Jonathan told me.
Y ella me empezó a platicar todo lo que había pasado, ¿verdad? Yo le dije, no te preocupes, yo sé que pasó todo, pero lo que ustedes no saben es que Israel, a ella sí le dije que Israel, lo que había dicho.
So she started telling me, don't worry, he's just going to ask you questions about what happened. And she said, I know, and this is what happened. And I told her what Israel had made, the comment that Israel made.
So, les todo.
Raquel?
Lo dicho.
Okay, Rachel.
I told her. Don't put it on. Las quiero mucho a las
Wow,
dos,
this
las
is some
amo
crazy
mucho.
stuff, man.
I love both of them. I have known them since they were little girls.
Ya, ella tenía 10, Becca tenía 8.
She was 10, Becca was 8.
So, pues me dolería mucho que se dieran cuenta que tuve que decir la verdad.
It will hurt for them to know that I came here to tell the truth.
It's the truth, lady. Don't be scared.
It's the truth. The truth needs to be out.
Yep.
Pero es la verdad y la verdad
Si mi esposo
Man,
también
if you
dijo,
get fired, you got a good whistleblower lawsuit, lady.
Juan, voy a perder mi trabajo. Y mi esposo dice, pues la verdad te vas a ir libre.
That's what my husband said. My husband said, you have to tell the truth. And I said, what if I lose my job? And her husband told her the truth will make her free. Will set her free.
It's all
Pues aunque sin dinero.
Yeah, because Joni need to be set free because she's a liar.
Si es por la niña.
Joni Lamb
Más
is
que
a
nada
liar
por ella, porque como
who
te
lusted over a married woman's husband,
por eso,
stole him,
yo no
and now married him. Joni Lamb, you should be ashamed of yourself. You got to answer to God one day, Joni. You're going to have to meet the man like everybody else. You're going to have to deal with all the lies you told on your daughter-in-law and your son. You should be ashamed of yourself.
He's going to go ahead and go on because it's
I
an
know.
addiction.
Yo tuve
There's still time for you to repent, Joni. There's still time for you to stop this madness, but you won't because you're in too deep. You're in too deep right now, Joni. You can't turn around if you wanted to. You can't turn around. You won't turn around.
Yes. So, cuando me pasa una cosa así, pues sí me duele perder mi trabajo, si es que un día lo pierdo, pero
When something like this happened, and it does hurt for me to lose my job, but it is what it is.
so, esto,
That's all.
I hope you don't lose your job. I don't think you will.
I hope so.
You're not gonna lose your job, lady.
Mi patrona me pregunta
You're
que
not
si
gonna
podía
lose your job.
¿Quieres hablar con el oficial? Dije, no, todavía no, pero no
So she did ask me when she asked me if I had already come to talk to the officer, and I said no, not yet, but she doesn't know that it was today.
You don't have to tell her.
No le
So,
tiene
el
que
caso que
decir.
me pregunté, ¿qué pasó? ¿Cómo te fue? ¿Qué le digo? Digo, no
In
te puedo
case-
decir nada, ¿o qué palabras puedo usar?
In case she asks, like, what happened? How did it go? Have you talked to them? What words can I use to tell her?
You tell her I don't speak Spanish.
Dígale que no habla español. Que él no habla español.
Just you tell her I asked about Jonathan and Susie.
Le dice que no habló acerca de eso.
She's not gonna fire this woman. She's too smart. She fired this woman, it'll be publicized. She's not gonna fire her.
For the family.
Pues comencé a trabajar ahí en el diciembre del 2002. Me salí 2 veces porque una quise hacer mi propio negocio y no me fue muy bien, me regresé a trabajar, y la otra porque mi hija tuvo su niña y quise estar con ella cuidándose en un tiempo. Su esposo es soldado, mis hijos son soldados. Y me quedé cuidándole a la niña un poco porque como sé que este mundo está loco.
Yeah. So she started there and then she left twice. One because her daughter had a baby, so she wanted to take care of her, and then the other one she wanted to start her own business, but that didn't work out, so she went back to them.
I was selling tacos inside the base.
Yeah.
Over there in forward, and people love my tacos. But for some reason, I need to get something more bigger and to buy things because I was buying everything from the store, and it was not making profit.
You still got time, Joni.
Expensive now. Yeah.
You still got time, Joni.
Yeah, but I know them since a long time ago, and I love them, and I love everybody. But I believe that love is. I mean, I told my kids one day when they were little, I love you guys, but if one day you do something like steal or do something really bad, don't call me to take you from jail. You had to do what you had to do. So I love them, but I love more God than everything else in the world. And I know that maybe I will not make happy people when I say, but I have to say what I see, not what I think, what I see.
Yeah.
And what I said is the truth.
And, thank you for coming in.
Gracias por venir. Les voy a decir que el detective no hablaba mucho español también y que fue difícil para entender.
Okay.
You can tell her that you did not know a lot of Spanish. It was hard communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just let her know.
Okay.
You can. Who was the nanny?
¿Quién es la
Edith, pero ella es más miedosa que yo.
Okay.
Edith? But she's afraid.
Yeah.
Y yo
that's-
le dije
She's
a
another one. They're all afraid.
ella,
They're all afraid of
tienes
Joni.
que decir la verdad, y porque ella estaba conmigo cuando Israel dijo eso. Ella habla muy bien inglés, pero no tiene miedo.
Decíale que venga.
Ya le dije, pero ella no va a venir si ustedes no le hablan. Si ustedes le hablan, estoy segura que sí va a venir, pero si ustedes no le
Do you
hablan,
want her to come and talk to you?
if she
ella va a
would.
decir que no. Yo ya hablé con ella y dice que no sabe nada, pero lo que sí no puede negar es que el niño dijo eso porque las dos estábamos ahí.
I already talked to her and she said that she doesn't know much. But the one thing that she cannot deny is that Israel's comment because both of them were there. So she knows that she was there.
Okay. A comment. It's important.
Ese comentario es muy importante
¿Verdad que sí? Porque nadie lo dice.
because no one is mentioning.
Ya, nadie dice eso. Nadie. Yo sabía. Dios me decía, tienes que decir eso. Y dice, Señor, ¿cómo voy a decir eso? Me van a correr.
God has been telling me to say that. And
Yeah.
even though
That comment was in Florida.
it's
Okay. And
En la alberca.
and he's Joshua kissing her on the neck was.
Oh, no, that one, it was here.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary to say that.
It's yeah.
Because maybe it's a culture, no, but
It's no culture. The only culture is the culture of a pervert. That's the culture, lady.
And I mean, maybe his man had to make sure that maybe he saw something and maybe he has to go to counseling or something. I don't know. Who knows?
And, yeah, the kissing and stuff is gross, but it's not illegal. Yeah.
But what Israel said, I think is
Gross, Joshua Brown.
porque lo que dijo él, yo me quedé. ¿What? Los niños a veces ven cosas y dicen, como que no les toman atención. Pero a mí lo que él dijo era como no muy...
Sometimes the kids will talk and adults will not pay attention to what they say. But the thing that he said may create an impact.
A mí me gusta poner mucha atención a lo que dicen los niños y sus reacciones que hacen los niños.
To the kids' reactions and their talks because
Y,
they say a lot.
pues, y yo sí miré a esta niña que siempre andaba
I saw this girl that she was always doing that.
cuando estaba allá. Entonces algo me decía que algo. I mean, yo no sé si le hizo algo a él. Yo nomás estoy diciendo que como la miraba la niña, como que tenía un problema.
I'm not saying that it's 100% true that something happened between them, but the way she acted, I could assume that she had a problem.
Wow.
That something went wrong.
Wow.
Okay. So, if you remember anything else you want me to know, let me know.
Ya sé, pues es todo lo que sí me acuerdo de todo. Hasta ahí llegamos, ya después nos regresamos a acá y ya no pasó nada, no se oyó nada ya.
So that's what I remember. After that, we came back home and nothing was talked about that.
Nada hasta que salió lo de la internet de Susi.
Until the internet thing that came
Porque
out.
yo nunca iba a la casa de Jonathan. y de
Man, this
Susi,
is sad,
nunca
man.
fui, ellos tenían su propia nena.
I never went to Jonathan's and Susie's house. They had their own.
Y yo no cuido niños, yo nomás limpio.
And I do not take care of kids. I clean.
I'm too old for to care kids. And they follow me a lot, but no, mucho trabajo.
It's a lot of work.
The internet stuff, a lot of it is just.
Yeah, I like to see when the people talk. That's what I believe. I don't believe what somebody else says, right? Because it can be changes. But when I hear her, and I was there, I see, I never have like a relationship with Susie because I never worked with her. I never saw her. So, but when she was said that, and I see and I hear, I said, wow. You can see what I'm saying. A lot of things that you said, it was true.
It was true.
So,
But everybody calls Susie a liar.
concerning.
Everybody calls Susie Jezebel. Everybody calls Susie names.
Out the door.
I hope not.
I'm afraid now, and I mean, if they wanted to do it, one
I bet the lady's still working there.
house, one more be open. Maybe it's time for me to retire. I'm 62 years old, so I maybe need to start.
Don't worry, lady. You still got a job.
Whatever. I don't want to get retired yet because they don't give me a lot of money. And
You heard that, Joni? You don't even pay good.
like that,
But you brought your son and your daughter and your son-in-law a house. $700,000 house, but you don't pay this woman, right? Because she's Spanish. Let's call it out, people. Let's call it out. Joni got problems with minorities.
Mucho gusto.
Joni got problems with minorities. That's a fact. Joni has problems with minorities. And nobody want to talk about that either, right? Nobody wants to talk about Joni got problems with minority people. First, she didn't like Susie because Susie was a minority. And then this poor old woman here is working with him for all of those years, and you don't even pay. You don't even pay. And then on top of that, you got these poor people half paying them, Joni. You're probably one of those people that pay under the books. I bet you pay that woman under the table, which is breaking the law. But the sad thing about it is that Joni Lamb is a liar. She lied straight up. But not only, just think of this for a second. Joni Lamb lied on her son, but more important than that, she maligned her granddaughter, who could have been messed up by Joshua Brown. Joni's low. Joni is low, and she got problems too because her father had the same kind of issues. This is some serious generational business. Joni Lamb lied on her son. Joni Lamb lied on Susie. Marcus Rogers owes Susie an apology. Anybody that called that girl Jezebel and a liar and how she's controlling her husband, all of y'all need to apologize. But you don't have the Christianity or the spirituality or the humility to say you were wrong and to offer Susie an apology. That's what you should do, but you won't because you don't have the guts. Marcus Rogers, what are you going to say now? You went on that show kissing Joni's butt. That's the truth of what Marcus Rogers did. He didn't care about the truth. He cared about match dressing Joni Lamb and kissing Joni's tail. That's what Marcus Rogers did. Marcus Rogers is no good because he came back calling Susie Jezebels and all of this other kind of stuff. That's not cool. But Joni Lamb, this is a mother and a grandmother, lied on her son, lied on her daughter. Now, if this was under oath, Joni Lamb committed perjury. That's what she did. But more than that, more than committing perjury, what Joni Lamb did on national TV, I think it was more than once. First, she did it in a round table. She told the people there was a city view and all this other stuff. And then after that, she got on TV with Marcus Rogers and lied on poor Susie. She lied because she don't care. Joni Lamb doesn't care about anything but money and power. And you got to ask yourself, why is Joni going all out to protect Pete? You know what? I'm sorry. Joshua Brown. Why is she going all out to protect Joshua Brown? Is it possible because Joni and Joshua were the last two people in the room with poor Marcus Lamb? They were the last two people in the room. Something could have went down. I don't know. I wasn't there. But when you start going around calling people my son-in-law, that's kind of skeevy too. That's kind of skeevy too, Joni. But I don't think Joni worried about anything skeevy because Joni got some serious perversion issues. And that's the truth. She married Doug Weiss because Doug Weiss talked about his penis and she wanted it and she had to get it and she trumped over this man's wife to get it, married him. The son says, Mom, this is not right. Send him back to his wife. You flip your son. You flip your granddaughter, all for Doug, all for Doug. And for Rachel, I'm going to tell you this right now, Rachel, if I were you, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, if I were you, the one thing I'd be doing right now is watching my children around your own husband. You know what? You know that old saying, the wife is the last person to know? In this case, you're not the last person to know because you know already, Rachel. You know already. You know what's happening. You know what's happening. And you're doing nothing about it. Bad enough, you threw your own brother under the bus. Bad enough, you threw your own brother under the bus. But you better be watching your own kids around this guy because this guy got some perversion issues. I bet you something. Wait a minute. He was already over there with the other church that the guy was a pervert. Then he had problems down there where he came from. Pete's got problems. You can look in Pete's eyes. If there's any such thing as spiritual discernment, you can look at this man's eyes and say he's got some childhood issues and traumatic issues, not making excuses. But Pete been through some, Joshua Brown has been through some stuff. And he never got himself delivered from it. And he never got himself healed from it. There's another guy that said he was making passes at him. Joshua Brown got some serious stuff and he never got healed. And what did he do? He turns around and he starts to stalk a child. You stalked that child and you got in the swimming pool. You got in the swimming pool with this girl and you started to do some nasty, filthy, no good. Joshua Brown, you're a no good bastard. And that's the truth. And I'm going to call it like it is. And I don't care if anybody don't like me calling him that. But that's how I feel when I hear about this guy smooching all over that girl in that swimming pool. That's now the third or second occasion that you did it. First, JW caught you doing it. Now this maid caught you doing it. And the son said he saw you doing it. Man, you should be ashamed of yourself. And that's all I got to say about it. Marcus Rogers, if you got any guts, if there's any Christ in you, but I doubt it because you know what? You're a false prophet. You messed up yourself. And I'm not saying it's true. But if you look at Marcus Rogers a little bit, I don't know if it's true. So nobody please say I said anything wrong. But you know what? He slants a little bit away. I don't know. Forget it. Forget I said that. Something's wrong with Marcus Rogers, too. That's why he's taking up for Joshua Brown. And that's why I think he's taking up for Rachel. Because Marcus got a problem himself. Maybe one day we'll hear about that. I don't know. But this is wrong. Joni Lamb is wrong. Joni, you're a dead liar. You're a liar. And you know God hates a liar, Joni. You know God hates a liar. Ciao.